Okay, well, welcome everyone. My name is Claudia Bazar, and I'm a Senior Executive Director with Pampered Chef. And this is our call number 2 in our new consultant series. So if this is your first time on a new consultant call, just make sure you block the next 3 Tuesdays, if possible, on your calendar, and it can either be 1 p.m. or 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and that way you can complete the whole 4-week course. So you can join at any time, and you just, start at different points in this program. And this does not eliminate you still talking to the person that signed you, or to their director or your personal director, about really having those one-on-one calls with you as well to see what's working for you and how they can help you. So again, it's a 4-week series, so if you can, just block the next 3 Tuesdays so you can have completed a whole round. And if after the 4 weeks you feel like, hey, you know what, I need to listen to it again, then you can just come back on, or at any point in your business when you feel like you need a refresher, you can come back on. And just make sure that at the end of this call that you let your director or the person that signed you know that you were on one of these calls. So okay, so call number 2 is all about making sure that, first of all, that we have shows on our calendar as a new consultant, because really unless we have shows in this business, we really have we don't have a place to go to work, right? So we as your leaders can only help you if you guys have shows on your calendar, right? So for the guys that are on, so what does your show calendar look like over the next 30 days? Do you guys have some shows? Anybody still with me? Britt, you're muted. Here, I can unmute you. Please. You're unmuted, Britt.
Did you look in supply for them to order them? And they weren't in the supply?
Search it. Search it in the
okay. Rochelle, are you still on?
I'm here.
Okay, so you got some shows on your calendar, right? Or you're working on getting some on the books?
Yes, so I had my lunch party last night, and it was awesome. Thank you for that, Claudia. Also,
You're welcome.
I had one catalog show for September that I had on the calendar already. I'm gonna follow up with one of my actually a relative who wasn't able to make it to the show, but she made an order and she said she definitely wants to have a party. So I am going to send her a message, giving her the dates that I have available for the rest of August, and I'll make sure to follow up with her to get a show out of her. So, and then all my guests that attended last night, I did a little Word document up this morning, and I'm going to blast out Facebook Messenger personal message to each of them and showing what I have left on my August calendar, and hope to get a booking out of a couple people.
Yeah, perfect.
Start my business. So
yeah, and and that's we still need to have our first call, but that's what we talk about on the first call, is words to use when you're asking people for bookings, and basically giving them 2 dates. Okay, I have A and B available, which one works for you? So sometimes giving them less options is easier than saying okay, I have 10, which one works for you? So that way they just look at their 2 dates that they can make work. So perfect, yes. And we actually did something fun for Rochelle's party. We went live. She went live on her personal page as well. So the whole cooking show was, streamed live on her Facebook as well. So that way she was able to reach everyone. So it's very fun, and that can be done for any party that you do. If your host is down for it, then they should definitely go live for the whole party. So,
and that was really great too. I'm going to follow up with those individuals who didn't actually attend the party but were on the live watching.
Right. Yeah. So the 14th is. Yeah, the fortune is definitely in the follow-up for sure. So, okay, so at this point, you probably either already had your launch party or you're in the middle of it. So, make sure you go through your launch list and invite all the people to your local or your virtual launch party as well. So, something that I would love to ask you guys that are on today is because you're all new consultants on this call, right? So, if you walked into a room and you saw like $2,000 in cash laying on the table. And I said, well, that could be yours, right? Would you turn around and walk out, or would you want to know what you needed to do to get that $2,000 bonus?
I would work hard.
Right? So basically, and Rochelle, I know we haven't even talked about with our first call, so we'll follow up with you on that. But basically, Chef is rewarding new consultants in the first 90 days in business, up to 6 months in business, with a fast track bonus. So as you are doing your shows consistently, as you're asking your hosts to do what you do, as they are excited and they want to jump on board, your team is going to grow. And when your team grows by 5 in your first 90 days, then you get promoted to director. And Pampered Chef has a fast track bonus out that they will give you an extra $500 cash when you promote to director in your first 90 days. So if your 90 days end on like September 1st, you actually have the whole entire month of September to promote. So whenever your 90-day month is, you have the entire month to promote. So if you're interested right away in, being trained as a leader in this company right away, and you want to work smarter, not harder, and you want to rally up all these bonuses that are offered for you, that's just one of the bonus out of many, but that's a big one. Then, let your director know, and we can definitely help you grow your team one by one, and it's either grow it one by one, or it's just a mental decision to say, hey, you know what, okay, I'm going to work on this, let's do it, let's work together and make that happen. So if you're interested in that, we do have special groups that we would put you in and programs in place to help you earn that fast track bonus. So just kind of keep that in mind, and we can send you some more information about it as well. But basically, as you join, it's never too early to offer this business to anyone else. So just like Rochelle, you're right, you had one party, you made like, what you make, like $120, $140 maybe. You just earned, with $750, you'll earn the free pink Help with Cancer, what's it called, whipped cream maker, and you'll earn new consulting rewards and everything. I mean, even with just one party, right, it was already worth giving this business a try, right? So it's never too early to look at your launch list of people and think of people that really could benefit from Pampered Chef. So start thinking about who do you know that is in the same situation as you, maybe would have the same reason of why you joined, or maybe who do you know that could use some extra income, or who do you know that loves to cook, right? Or who do you know that loves our products? I mean, as you invite friends, you're going to find those people that are like, oh my God, like I love Pampered Chef, right? And they'll talk your ear off. Those are the people that should join your team. And you know what? Let's make sure that you invite those people to, either attend your local launch party or your virtual party, or they can attend your local recipe night or team training, or they can, set up a call with your person that signed you, and you guys can have a 3-way call or 3-way message or whatever. We can get them to some event where they can find out more. And so, the conversation, if the conversation allows, definitely make sure you mention it to them. And when you're inviting them, you can just say something like, hey, I'm having so much fun with Pampered Chef, and I'd love to have you do this with me. Or I thought of you because, oh my God, you post on Facebook about recipes all the time, right? Or, I think this could be a good fit for you because, oh my God, you're so outgoing. You're already sharing pictures of your food that you do on Facebook, already taking pictures with your kids cooking. Have you ever thought about, giving something like Pampered Chef a try? So just keep that out there. And, it's always good to start with a question regardless, because then when they're like, I'm not sure, maybe I'll think about it, or they're like, oh God, no, never, then you can still ask them about hosting their own party too, right? So you can kind of go that route as well. So Anyone have any questions about like sharing this business with other people? Okay, all right. So one of the things that we're going to talk about today too is, once you have those parties on your calendar, it's one thing to get those parties, and it's another thing to make them worth your time and your income. So it takes just as much time to do a little show as it does a big one, right? So every host wants to be successful, but just doesn't know how to fine-tune those points of having a successful show. So a host that you might have who's unsure of what to do, they're more likely to cancel on you. But a host that feels successful, they're going to tell their friends how easy it was to host and how they loved all their rewards. So your hosts, whether they're virtual or cooking shows, are counting on you to help them have a successful show. That is our sole job, is to make these hosts happy. And really, reality is this is like their one-time shot for a while to get as many free products as possible, because it's not like they host a party every week, right? So when you host coach, when you encourage your host to have a successful party, it's not something you're doing to them, it's really something you're doing for them. And as a new consultant, it might feel a little uncomfortable coaching those that are really close to you, right? Like your mom or your sister or your friends or whatever. So to make it a little bit more comfortable, you can just ask them for permission to practice your host coaching skills on them using some of the scripts provided to you on Pampered Chef University, right? So that way you're practicing and they might listen, right? Because you're like, okay, I got to train on this. So just, remember a few important things when you host coach and when you're getting ready to have these parties is that you make your money during host coaching, all right? You just go pick it up at the party. So really invest some time into host coaching, because once you're there, once you're at a cooking show, there's only so much you can do, right? If there's 3 people, there's only so much you can do if there's 5 people. But if you invest some time into getting more people there, right, that the results will be better and bigger. So the most important tips is getting guests to your party. Getting guests to the party is your host's #1 priority. And be sure that your host is using a variety of ways to invite guests from a variety of areas in their life, right? So help them brainstorm outside of their first 5 people that they can think about. And, ask them to invite anyone that eats. And make sure that your host does not solely rely on Facebook alone for inviting, whether it's a virtual party or a cooking show. They can still text some people. They still have a host packet that they can give out some invitations or pass around the catalog, right? They can call some people. They can message some people. They can email, people they work with. So make sure they don't solely rely on Facebook. And Pampered Chef University has a great host coaching course as well. So as you have those first parties, you're going to test out different things and you're going to find out what works for you. And the beauty is, as you join, it's a learning curve, right? You're starting a new business and you're not going to be perfect right from the get-go. I mean, gosh, I'm never perfect. Like, I still screw things up, right? But what's going to happen is every show, use it as a learning opportunity. All right, there's going to be a show where, there's 3 people instead of 10. There's going to be a show where people are loud. There's going to be a show where maybe you didn't do follow-ups. So use it as a learning opportunity. So by the time you get to your 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th show, you're like, okay, I think I'm getting in a groove of things, right? So, but we need to know if you're struggling. We need to know if you had a show where nobody showed up. We need to know if you had a show that didn't qualify. So we can look at these shows and say, okay, what could we maybe do next time, to not have the same results. So utilize it as a learning opportunity. So any questions about host coaching? Does that help a little? Yes? Not? Okay. And the other thing that I want to talk to you guys about is that this is a relationship business. So people are going to buy from you, they're going to book parties from you, they're going to join your team because they like you, okay? So it's very important for people to get to know you at a cooking show or at a virtual party or just as a person, right? If you're going to add different people on Facebook and stuff like that. So, when you should really start thinking about writing your own story, and it doesn't have to be long, but some kind of introduction at your parties, whether it's virtual or live. You can make a fun video. Who are you? What does your life look like? Why did you join Pampered Chef, and what are you looking to accomplish with this business, right? So sharing your story is going to help you connect with your guests. And not only is it going to create interest in your business opportunity, but it's also going to help them just feel more comfortable, right? Inviting you into their home, or inviting you to be their friend on Facebook, and then introducing you to their friends and family. So there's got to be like a connection going on. They want to know, who's this Claudia that's hiding behind Facebook, right? Who is this person? So I highly recommend that as you join, as you start out, that you go observe a couple different parties. So if you're virtual only, go, ask on our team page, hey, who's got a virtual party that I could, just check out? Or ask your director if you can join their virtual parties. And if you're local to someone, go hop onto their cooking show. It's always fun to see different parties, and even see us, with loud parties or quiet parties or whatever, and see what we do. And the best way is to go to a couple of different parties for different people, because reality is we all kind of do the same thing, but we also all do different things, and you got to find what works for you. So go ahead and make sure you schedule time with someone to go observe their parties and check it out, right? So when you go to Pampered Chef University after this call, you can look at the host coaching. Whatchamacallit, course. There you go. And you can find the host coaching tracker, so you can really track, who did I set up, who got an email, what recipe am I going to do, and you kind of have a tracker in front of you. And set yourself a goal. As a new consultant, in your first 30 days, we always highly recommend you at least have 6 shows on your books to really get this airplane, right? We got to get this airplane off the runway, and we got to get it started. So yeah, so that is our quick training for today. So I would love to open it up for some questions or comments or anything like that. Anyone?
This is Rochelle.
Yeah.
I have a question. On the follow-up scripts, like I was saying, I was trying to create one myself. Is there one in the PC University? I was having a issue navigating that and finding a course on coaching and all of that, like the scripts you're referring to, I guess, is what
the host coaching scripts.
Yeah, but do they have anything like that for follow-up is the question.
I'm not sure if they have it on Pampered Chef University, but I will send you what I have, and the follow-ups is what's normally covered on the 4th call. So as as you're joining in different seasons of your business, I will send it to you now, and then the 4th call, so in 2 weeks, that's going to be all about follow-ups too. But I'll send it to you now. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Anything else, girls?